Psychokinesis is a natural side effect of self-mastery. Via empathy with a target, the proper mindset, and the use of one's natural subtle energy, we can achieve non-local interaction with objects, elements, people, plants, and more. If you would like to experience this phenomenon firsthand, please subscribe to this channel and join us now as Trebor Seven continues his quest to demystify psychokinesis.
Sacred Supplements is a family-owned and operated business established in 2015. We specialize in creating all-natural supplements that deliver supernatural benefits. Surpass the limits of modern medicine using the magic-like properties of monoatomic elements found in our one-of-a-kind, supercharged Ormus elixirs, Logos, Messiah, and Magi. Avoid toxic pharmaceuticals using the time-tested and medically proven healing powers of colloidal copper and colloidal silver, broad-spectrum remedies created to perfection and made with love. Enjoy the amazing detoxifying and energizing effects of Sacred Soleil, an affordable, all-natural, refillable energy drink with over 80 ionic minerals, plus electrolytes and loads of pure solar energy. Visit sacredsupplements.com today to order or to learn how to create these sacred gifts for your mind, body, and spirit. Hello and welcome. Hey, it's Trebor Seven. Time for the monthly live stream. It is December 7th, 2025. Man, did this year fly by or what? Holy moly. So today we're going to work on talking about a little pyrokinesis. That is the manipulation of fire. Easy for me to say, huh? And my co-host, Ricky, had to work, so he won't be here this evening. But real quickly, I am Trebor Seven, aka Robert Allen, creator of telekinesisschool.com, where you can find free telekinesis training tutorials and lots of cool information. And treborseven.com, where you can access hours and hours of video content you can't find anywhere else, featuring 7 private PK tutorials and access to a forum with hundreds of articles and even more videos that you can't find anywhere else. That's treborseven.com. And last but not least, sacredsupplements.com, where you can learn how to create or purchase sacred gifts for the mind, body, and spirit. And while we're on the subject of sacredsupplements.com, all of you people that have been waiting for Ormus, it will ship tomorrow. I accidentally received a case of 2-ounce bottles rather than 4-ounce bottles, and that kind of put a kink in my distribution. So my apologies for you. Normally I ship within 24 hours unless you order on the weekend, and I've been kind of behind. I've got several orders waiting, but I am happy to say the bottles arrived Friday. I got it bottled up Saturday, and I've got your labels all written out and ready to go for tomorrow. So if you're waiting on your Ormus, it'll be there in about 2 to 4 days. All right, let's go over to the comments. And if someone can let me know if you can see and hear me, I would really appreciate that. All right, nobody's. Oh, yeah, we got one comment. Trebor Seven, I guess. Hola, and welcome to the stream. Hey, let me know if you can see and hear me. Make sure my mic is not muted. No, it is not. All right. So I hope you guys had a happy Thanksgiving. I had to work, so all right. Thank you, Citra. I appreciate it. I had to work, so I guess I had a good Thanksgiving, but would have been better spent with family and friends. Nonetheless, that is the way the cookie crumbled. All right, so pyrokinesis, the manipulation of fire. Last month we talked about hydrokinesis, and again I'll reiterate: learn telekinesis first. That is our teacher. That is how you're going to learn how to manipulate and transmit energy beyond your body. And telekinesis makes it simple because you can start with something really light, like a feather or a piece of foil or paper, and get your push and pull figured out first. These things will be useful in all forms of psychokinesis. Again, psychokinesis is just a broad term like sports that includes everything: hydrokinesis, telekinesis, aerokinesis, electrokinesis. Those are all forms of psychokinesis. But telekinesis is our teacher, so I highly recommend we start with that. And once you learn your push and your pull and the state of mind you need to be in to manipulate an object, you can then use those skills to manipulate other elements. Now, when we go to mess with other elements, for me, empathy is a huge part of it. So you need to kind of empathize with the element you're trying to work with. And fire is pretty tough to empathize with. I mean, you get too close, you get burnt, literally, So what I did was spend a lot of time just observing fire and studying different forms of fire and watching how it behaves in other elements, like in the wind, or when it's calm, or when you're burning something that's wet, or if you're burning something that's light and dry, and just how fire begins and how it ends. That's basically, I just spent hours and hours observing fire. I burn my trash. We recycle, compost, or burn everything. I probably put maybe 2 bags of trash in a landfill a year. So I do a lot of trash burning, and I always like to manipulate the fire when I'm burning trash, or at least think I am. And smoke is a different, it's an attribute of fire, but it's more like an aerokinesis type thing. And I've got videos of me manipulating incense smoke, and I'm not sure if I recorded any outdoors. I think I did some outdoor stuff. I don't know if I recorded it or not. But we're going to watch a few of my videos, the Pyrokinesis playlist, and I'll just kind of pause and we'll do a little commentary. And if you guys have any comments or anything, I'll definitely keep an eye on the chat while we're doing that. So let's pause that and see if I can remember how to share. Here we go. Share screen. We'll go find ye old playlist. How's everybody doing out there? Man, I appreciate you guys being here. It is a cold December evening here in Missouri, north central Missouri. We are snow covered, and we've been down into the teens and whatnot. So, yeah, cold. Let me make sure you guys are seeing. Okay, you are. So, without any further ado, we shall begin. Happy Summer Solstice 2014. Finally. I've been working on this one for quite a while, and I'm going to use matches, and I'm going to do this first. Can you hear that, Citro? Can you hear the video? Demonstration just from start to finish, all the way from the top to bottom. And these are just ordinary store-bought matches. And I'm going to light one and then just let you see what it looks like, how they naturally behaves before I extinguish one. And I kind of got to be careful how I do this. I can't look at it too much or think too much, or I'll put it out. So I kind of have to look away and bear with me here. I know it's exciting watching a match burn, but what's the point of doing the demonstration, if you don't have a control per se? And in hindsight, I'm kind of wishing I'd have wore my mask, because I know people are going to be saying I'm blowing it out with my nose and everything. Everybody thinks I have a bionic nose or something, While you're waiting here, just take your hand and hold it down in front of in your lap there and blow some air out of your nose and see how much you can blow around there. I mean, people think I'm like bionic nose man or something. But okay, here's the first demonstration. And basically just squeezing the smoke out of the match is what I'm thinking about doing. I used a lot of different techniques, but the kind of squeezing it, I don't know. I just imagine an orb around the bulb or around the flame. Then I just squeeze the bulb until it compresses the flame down to nothing. So it's just kind of, instead of, before I was trying to like suffocate it by holding my breath kind of, or, depriving myself of breath. And actually this works on the inhale or the exhale. It's just the compression of it. I mean, you still have to have the empathy with the flame and everything to actually get the connection, but it's basically just, well, like. Okay, so I just want to say, if anyone from StreamYard is watching, I don't care for the new layout with or maybe I need to get rid of the Trebor 7 banner or something. But when I go small, see how it's right smack in front of my face, or at least that's the way it looks for me. I don't know how it looks for you guys on YouTube. So I'm going to go with this one for now, and hopefully that picture will be big enough for you to see. See what I'm doing there? That's what I look like I'm doing, is what I imagine doing, squeezing the flame out. So anyway, somebody asked for this way back in, like, I don't know when it was. There was still snow on the ground, and I was having a heck of a time with it. And to tell you the truth, I still can't do it with a candle. I have to hold it in my hand so I can get my intentions, a direct connection with the match. But it's kind of neat how it works, and perseverance pays off once again. Oh man, it took me forever to get the hang of this. And I know people are going to say, "Oh, you're blowing it out with your nose." So hang tight here. I'm going to do a couple here for the skeptics. Since I didn't wear my mask, I figure I better do something where, I mean, you can tell my nose isn't pointing at it. Anyway, there's one demonstration incomplete. And here's one for the skeptics, for the people who think I'm blowing on it. Look at there. Have to be a curve shot, wouldn't it? There you go. And one more time, up close and personal. There's the match. You see my nose pointing down at my lap. You see my mouth is closed. And outsy. Okay, now back to work. And the rest of this is. There's so many people told me, oh, a match will just go out if you hold it straight up and down. Not true. And I demonstrate this in some more videos. We'll just keep basically just me doing this over and over and over again because it's fun and I'm so happy I'm able to do it. This one is a stubborn one there. Yeah, it's not always smooth as glass, but if you just concentrate and keep faith on it, and boy, I keep focused on, squeezing that smoke out of that match. I don't want to think about the flame too much because when I get to think about the flame increases. So I just, that flame is not there. Just squeeze that flame out of there, guys. It's pretty neat. Anyway, I can tell you how to do it, but there's nothing going to beat a bunch of practice. And that's basically how we learn all this stuff, guys. But it can be done. And I'm happy to say I can finally do it. All right. Well, I think there's a few more here. And when it comes to pyrokinesis, it's one of those things where telekinesis will help you, just like with all the other elements. If you learn that telekinesis, the art of empathy, that's what it's all about, guys. You got to have empathy with your target before you can make a connection. And then, your intentions, not only am I squeezing my hand, but I'm also holding my intentions in my heart and in my mind and squeezing all that. I mean, it's a combination of a lot of different things all into one fluent motion. But I'm happy to say I got her figured out, and I appreciate you guys watching. This is Trebor Seven. Good day. God bless, and namaste. Now, granted, that's really low-level stuff, and that's where I'm at. I mean, I'm just an amateur. I discover this stuff. I try to share it with people, and I didn't pursue it all that much, to tell you the truth. My original goal was just to find out, if psychic abilities are real. I stumbled onto the first one by accident and thought, how far does this rabbit hole go? So I don't claim to be a pro, and we'll watch some pros here at the end of the video. Some people who are a lot, better at this than I am. But I think it's kind of neat to go back and watch my progression as the years went by. All right, here's the next demonstration. And I believe this is where I address. Which one is this? What's going on here? Okay, yeah, I think this is the one where I address the skeptics who said matches just go out on their own. Hey, what's up, guys? Trebor Seven, December 7th, 2014. Got time to squeeze in a couple more videos here before this year comes to an end. And this is going to be kind of in response to my how to snuff out a flame video. Despite the fact that I did the control match, like you're watching there, just to show that a match burns, I've been told numerous times in a variety of different languages that this is laughable because when you light a match and hold it straight up and down, it automatically goes out on its own. Well, that's news to me. So I guess I'm going to do a video and show you how to make a match burn, how to fuel a flame. And these are clips from the video I'm speaking about where I snuffed out the flame. And now I'm going to show you my magic matches. That's right. You light one end and the entire stick goes up in flames. It's amazing. I know. But here you go. And here's the matches I'm using. It's from a grocery store. Diamond's the brand. 32 count, green tip. Just ordinary kitchen matches, guys. That's what they look like. Wooden matches with a green tip. And I'm going to light one up. I'm going to hold it straight up and down. And we'll just see if does a match burn or does it automatically go out. I mean, my gosh, these people leave the comments, but they never care to make a video to show me what they're talking about. All I have to go by is my own experience. And if you look closely and read between the lines, there's a hidden message in there for all those debunkers. Shame on me. Oh, man. I know. I'm sorry. I know this is kind of boring and seems pointless. But you wouldn't believe how many people have told me a match won't burn if you hold it up straight up and down. My goodness, There it is, burnt all the way to the end. Woohoo! Even got my finger a little bit. I don't know what else to tell you guys. So I guess what I'm doing here is I'm making matches burn. This is my magic way of fueling the flame. And actually, I do kind of put some intentions into this one for it to burn, and you might notice it burns a little greater than the last one, but it's not magic, and it's not defying science to light a match and hold it straight up and down and watch it burn. I mean, that's what matches do. And I'm doing my best to hold it, level and square and plumb and straight.
Yeah, and just for the record, this didn't help at all. The comments still kept coming. If you hold a match up and down, it'll just go out. I guess, skeptics, they only see what they want to see, and they only believe what they want to believe. But anyway.
So here, I'm going to snuff one just to make it worth watching. I'll do one little snuff here. And you can clearly see my influence on the flame. I mean, the flame is kind of pulsing at first as it struggles. And I'm not warmed up or anything. This was just kind of off the cuff. But you can see I'm snuffing it. It took took some effort, but I did it. So anyway, this just kind of legitimized my first video and give me a quick, easy out when someone tells me that matches don't burn. All right, I appreciate you guys watching. This is Trebor Seven. Good day. God bless, and namaste.
Haha. Truer words never spoken. Here we go. Let me read that again. What does that say? It says, it's often our perception of reality that regulates our ability to perform magic. Truer words have never been spoken. Well, maybe truer words have been spoken, but before we go to the next video, let's go back to the comments. Whoa, what just happened there? There we go. And all right, Trebor Seven. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. The only person commenting in our chat at the moment. Come on, guys. I see there's more of you out there. Say hi or something. If you got any questions, please feel free to share them. That's why we're here. He has a question. When you made your first big breakthrough, did it happen out of nowhere and surprise you due to consistency? So my first, I hope you're referring to just psychic abilities in general. Other than premonitions, which I'd already experienced, I discovered telekinesis by accident after doing sun gazing, grounding, qigong, and I just kind of started feeling my aura, I guess. I could feel things beyond my body. Like I could sense when someone was close to me or feel something falling out of my peripheral, I just thought, what the heck is this? Why am I feeling things beyond my body? And I started looking up things and stumbled onto a chi spinner video where they hold their hands around the, this one was a piece of paper on a needle and make it turn. I thought, okay. And then I tried that and immediately it worked. And then I messed with that. And then at first, you know how it is. Anybody who's done telekinesis, seems like you have no control and everything's an accident. It just, it just surprises you when anything moves. But after working with my hands for a while and getting left and right and all that figured out, I started using no hands because I started, as most skeptics do, convince myself that it wasn't real. It's the heat from my hand, or the air in the room is being, funneled by me cupping my hands, or, any excuse but telekinesis. So after about 6 weeks, I was able to do it from several feet away with no hands. So it didn't really, it wasn't a instant breakthrough type thing. It was more of discovery and convincing myself that it was the real deal. That's kind of how that's how the whole thing got started, was that silly psi wheel. What else we got here? Or something different. Why is it not showing? I don't know why it's not showing on the live stream. Hey, Ponderer's here. What up, bro? I'm going to keep hitting show just in case this is showing up on YouTube. I don't know. I'm not seeing it. A bit late, but here, a question. Have you read Initiations into Hermetics by Franz Barden? I have not read that, no. He said it was possible to ignite wet objects and enough practice in visualization. Your thoughts? Yeah. So we're going to watch a video of some people igniting some things here at the end. And I only messed with that, I don't know, a couple of weeks or something. And it was basically just a dude staring at matches video. So I didn't really have anything to share. that would be cool, but also a little scary, you know? So, yeah, no, I haven't read that, but I do think that is possible, and we will witness some of that soon. All right, on to the next video. Hello, this is Robert, aka Trebor7 of AvatarEnergyMaster.com. Okay, this is an oldie, and it's basically just me manipulating a candle, making it flicker and stuff. Really using any type of and or anything. I used a control candle, so you can see it's not wind. My emotions, but I don't know. This video is not that great. I think we'll just go ahead and skip that one. What else we got here? Greetings and namaste. This is Robert, aka done here as I put the highlights at the beginning. I realize some of you don't have the time, desire, or patience to watch an entire 5-minute video. Okay, I think this is more of the same, and the audio seems really quiet. I'm sorry about that. Dimmer. Impression. We'll skip around a little. This is funny. I've messed around with this for almost 3 or 4 weeks now, and what I found that works best is after you acquire, empathy with a flame, you can apply just a little bit of emotion. And the emotion I use for suppression is sadness. So I just kind of try to think of sad, depressing things, and the flame kind of loses its gusto. Okay, this is bending. And again, it is a lot different than with the telekinesis, because if you go applying pushes and pulls and turns, the flame starts flickering and bashing all over the place. So what this is pure empathy, and then I'm just using kind of an internal leaning feeling, kind of if you've ever done the spirit hand thing, kind of like that, where you move but don't move, that type of thing. Just kind of make the internal gesture of leaning left and leaning right. That just reminded me of something. I don't know. Have you guys ever heard of the 2-finger lift? That is some creepy stuff. Someone mentioned that at work the other day. I said, yeah, I was in on that a long time ago. There was like 4 of us. We lifted this girl. That's pretty cool. If you go to my playlists, I think it's called, I can't remember what it's called. Weird Stuff or something to that effect. It's got some of that 2-finger lift in there, and that's really cool. I don't know why I just thought of that. And that seems to work to a certain degree. It's hard to hold a flame in one position. Swirling. Now this is tricky. If you could see what I see, it's a lot more impressive. The flame's kind of built up in 3 different sections, kind of the blue, the orange, and the yellow. But what happens is the blue kind of... Okay, again, this is super boring. I'm going to go ahead and pass this, or we'll watch a little bit of this strobing. So the strobing is pretty obvious, and you can see, it flickering, or whatever word you want to use. And I could feel that, like I could feel like a fluttering in my chest when I was making that happen. And again, the control candle not moving. So, maybe it's not the most impressive, but it might be some low-level stuff that, someone who's just starting out could mess with. And I'm just, as you can see, I'm just a couple feet away. So it's an up-close and personal type thing that you can do. A little bit of a strobing. All right, let's move on to the next video, and then I will go back and check the comments. I think that's about it. Yeah. And that no longer exists. I still have people ask me about that. Good day, mates. Good day. Trebor Seven, creator of HowToTelekinesis.com and a student of AvatarEnergyMaster.com. In this video... Okay, cool. This is the one I was messing with smoke. Namaste. And like I said, I'm already being a retard. Listen to me whispering. Like I said, it's not really pyrokinesis. I think it's more of an aerokinesis type thing. But nonetheless, this was kind of cool and something you could easily do. You know what? Let's go check the comments before we get too much deeper here. Doodly-doo, doo-doo-doo. If there are any new comments, let's see where. Yes, there are. Ponderer. Let me see if you can. I can see it now. I don't know if I did anything different. Hey, did you see I got rid of my stupid name over my face too? I just went into styles, and you can turn that off. Is it normal to feel energy about 2 to 3 seconds after starting visualization? To feel energy 2 to 3 seconds after starting visualization. I'm trying to figure out if it's slow or not. I don't know what you mean by feel the energy. Your energy, or the energy with the thing you're trying to manipulate, or what have you. And I don't think there's really enough data here to set a norm or anything. So I can't really answer that question thoroughly, I don't think. Impossibility comes from a limited mind. This is true. It also comes from other things, but that is very true. Is this live right now? Yes, sir, it is. And your comments are welcome. And Citro, answer name, yes. And Cecil Riaz. I don't know how to say that either. Gracias. Well, gracias to you, my friend. De nada. So we bend with our emotions, transmuting it into energy. Possibly. I try to keep emotions out of it. I try to keep my thoughts to a minimum, my energy to a maximum, and my empathy is what I use rather than focus and emotion. But there's no rules, man. If it moves, you're doing it right. Trio says, my uncle did that 2-finger lift with his friends. Yeah, what's up with that? I think that's sort of a group telekinesis type thing. You know, when you're doing it, it always feels like you're being tricked. Kind of like telekinesis. Kind of feels accidental, but it is trippy. Do that search on YouTube. You'll be glad you did. 2-finger lift. And then next time you're in a group, try it. Stiff as a board, light as a feather. Stiff as a board, light as a feather. What is a 2-finger lift? Well, basically what you do is you get a group of people, usually 5, 6 people, and you have someone lie on the table and you put 2 fingers underneath various parts of their body, all the way around as if you were going to pick them up. And you concentrate and you chant and you say, stiff as a board, light as a feather, stiff as a board, light as a feather. And pretty soon the body becomes stiff as a board and light as a feather, and you can lift it with very little to no effort. And it's a trip. I mean, it is a trip, the 2-finger lift. We might have to do a little segment on that sometime during our live stream. All right, one more and we'll get back to the videos, and I'll share a joke of the day after that. Ponderer says, to clarify my previous question, like the electricity and tingling feeling that comes with moving energy through your body, I feel it within a few seconds of trying. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, so yeah, that's going to vary depending on your state of mind, your emotions, your environment, and that sort of things. But a few seconds seems pretty fast to me. And typically what people feel first is heat, and then they'll feel the electricity, and then they'll feel the magnetism. That's how it's gone for me and a lot of my students, and I think that's kind of the norm. So I don't know if you've ever made a chi ball, but the first thing you feel on a chi ball is the heat. I'm already starting to feel the heat. And then the next thing you'll feel is kind of a tingling, which is the electricity. And then when you start to feel that magnetism, you'll feel resistance from the push and you'll feel resistance from the pull. And that's when you know you got your energy flowing really good. And making chi balls before you do telekinesis, that's a great way to get that energy flowing and get you in the right frame of mind for telekinesis. All right, let's go back to the video and play with some smoke.
This is Trebor Seven. It's like really late at night, early in the morning. And I'm going to try to fulfill a video request, messing around with the incense smoke, making it move around.
Well, despite the fact that that squeaky chair sounds so awesome on my new camera, I thought maybe a commentary would be a little more appropriate for this one, since I'm just kind of, like it says, playing with smoke. The guy that asked me to do this is a fellow practitioner, so it's not like we have to prove anything. So I just thought I'd walk you through this. And when I make these videos, it's never really about what I can do. It's more about what we can do. And I'm just going to kind of share with this is my first experience with it. Just kind of walk you through it. I mean, this is how I learn. And if you can watch somebody else learn, sometimes it helps you. So that was just my normal detach from my body, relax my body. I'm just looking the stream over and then throwing some real easy energy at it, seeing how responsive it is. So you got a little bit of a left turn there. And it didn't take too long to realize that this is going to be very much like pyrokinesis. You see that little S wave in there from the motion? It's a real light element, but it's fast moving. With a candle, of course, the fire wants to go straight up, and the smoke seems a little more pliable, but the very same concept, the light element, high speed, it has a direction it already wants to go. So you really have to just gently influence the stream more from the bottom. And my hand motions make you focus more at the bottom, but I'm actually looking, well, you can see where I'm looking more at eye level, knowing that, it's going to take a little bit of time from the bottom motion to react to the top motion. Now, there's a similarity when you're working with fire and working with smoke. Fire is fast and it knows where it wants to go, and smoke is the same way. It's moving. Smoke is never still, which is always easier to manipulate the movement or direction than it is to initiate a movement. So smoke makes for a really good target. But again, it's super responsive and it already has a direction it wants to go, which makes it easier to manipulate rather than just a stagnant target. And when you see that stream spread, that just means I'm pulling way too hard. The idea is, or what I was trying to do, is trying to keep it in a steady stream. And there I can tell by watching myself, I'm using way too much fast hand motions and too much pushing and no aerokinesis at all. I mean, if you put aerokinesis into that thing's going to blow all over the place. So it's kind of, like I said, it's kind of like pyrokinesis. That's why I titled it that way. But anyway, you can see I'm getting a little bit of responses there. If I can stay in the center of my breath and not push or pull too hard. Yeah, and here's some experimenting, kind of pulsing with intentions. And I did some pulsing without intentions to see how much of it's just air. It looks like I'm really close, but I'm really about 8 inches from the smoke. And there's a cut with intentions, and then a cut without, and then another cut with intentions. So I'm just kind of feeling it out, seeing, what we can do. I'm sure we can do lots of things. But I know one thing, you have to be very gentle and subtle with it. And, I think keeping that steady stream is probably the best way to go about seeing what you're doing. Because, boy, if you got aerokinesis into it or anything, it'd really, just be blasting all over the place. You wouldn't be able to tell what you're doing. But anyway, it's a little bit of fun. And you can see me relax my gaze there. That's the key to it, is not that bifocal vision really locks everything into place the way it's supposed to look. And if you can relax that gaze and concentrate more on your feeling, feeling is our mode of communication. So, ideally, you could probably do this with your eyes closed and not be so physically distracted. See, I pulled there and it retaliated and spread on me and everything. Now I'm trying to force it back instead of letting it come to a stream. But it's a learning curve. I thought maybe this would be helpful for other people too. We can kind of learn how to do this together. And here's a little just pulsing the stream, similar to the way you pulse a candle. It responds very, very much like pyrokinesis. Okay, and here's just a little expansion, just kind of intentionally trying to spread the smoke out as far as I can and just messing around. All right, this is really neat. I appreciate this suggestion. I enjoyed doing it, and I'll probably mess around with this and maybe actually try to do a decent demonstration when I get it all figured out. But I appreciate you guys joining me on my learning experience. This is Trebor Seven. Good day. God bless, and namaste. Good stuff. Yeah, that was fun. I remember doing that, and I did it several times. That just happened to be the only time I recorded it, but that was good stuff. So if you're looking for a nice, easy target to manipulate, that's it. Smoke, and smoke from an incense, preferable to other forms of smoke. You get outside, a big cloud of smoke, that you're going to have to use aerokinesis to mess with that. But a nice steady stream from an incense is a pretty good target. And the incense kind of helps get you in the mood, or it does me. All right, let's do joke of the day. Let's see what we got here. So I had an appointment to see my psychic next week, but she just called to cancel. She said I wouldn't be able to make it. See what I did there? See what I did there? That's kind of like the I was going to tell you the time traveling joke, but you didn't like it type thing. Yeah, telling jokes without your co-host sucks because you don't get a laugh or anything. Hope you guys find that amusing if you haven't heard it 100 times. All right, let's get this banner back up. Let's go back to the comments. Hey, if you're watching, at least say hi, guys. Let me know who's here. I appreciate you guys being here. We do this once a month at 7 p.m. on the 7th every month. Well, I can't say every month. I think I missed one. But as long as I'm available, shout out to Kendall for working for me so I could be here with you guys. Ponderer says, let me make sure this is where I'm at. Doodly-doo, do 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 do. Oh, no, it's not where I was at. I was up here. Okay. Trebor Seven says certain energy forms move instantly. Yes, different energies move different ways. Spiritual energy and mental energy aren't bound by physical space, both faster than the speed of light, but it depends on the individual mainly. Yeah, I don't know. Ponder. I try to make a few cheese balls a day. That's a good idea. But only feel electricity when making chi balls. The heat and magnetism rarely appears. I might need to research this more. Yeah, maybe you're a better electrical conductor. If you have a decent diet and your alkalinity is correct and you're consuming a proper amount of high quality salts, like a Himalayan salt or anything but, the white stuff you buy from the store, sodium chloride or whatever it is. Yeah, you're going to have better electricity. And also eating live raw foods. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but you can power a small bulb or other electrical appliances with just the electricity that's inside a lemon or any citrus fruit as far as that goes. So yeah, maybe you just have an excess of electricity. And the key to feeling your energy typically is relaxation. So the less thoughts and the less effort you're putting into it, the easier it is to feel things. What else we got here? Ponder says, speed of light is a good estimate, but I'm also starting to think energy could be instantaneous, but I have no way of testing this. Yeah, I don't know. This is all hypothetical stuff, but your guess is as good as mine. Power off 8264. I always felt creeped out back when I worked with the psi wheel, especially when moving it under glass and when I teetered the foil off the needle from across the room. Yeah. I mean, they call it spooky action at a distance. It is kind of creepy, but that's also part of the appeal, I think. The unknown and the the feeling you get. I'm kind of an adrenaline junkie. I like kind of getting the adrenaline going, I like being scared or challenge myself to do something that's kind of fearful, things like that. I kind of like that. But yeah, I know what you mean. It can be kind of a creepy feeling, and it's just because we don't know exactly how it works. But again, like for some people, that is the appeal. About to train with incense now. Ah, cool. Yeah, happy to inspire. And like I said, that is a really cool target to mess with. And I don't know if it goes under the classification of pyrokinesis, but that's where we're putting it. All right, let's move on to the next video. Namaste and happy summer solstice 2016. This is June 20th, the first day of summer and the longest day of the year. And it also happens to be a full moon. And if you're up to speed on your Native American folklore, you'll know that it's the strawberry moon. That's right. Go out and look at it. It looks just like a strawberry. No, I'm just kidding. They call it strawberry moon because it begins the start of the strawberry season. But the full moon and the summer solstice only coincide once every 70 years. So this is a once in a lifetime event for most of us. And it has other significant value to me because it marks the 2-year anniversary of when I uploaded my How to Snuff a Flame video, which currently has acquired like 113,000 views. And a good portion of those people sent me hate mail to tell me how it was a bogus video, because matches go out on their own, or you probably dip them in water, or you have a machine that sucks the oxygen out of the air, and so on and so forth. All kinds of problems with that video, which, as most of you or some of you have already found out, snuffing a match is a fairly easy thing to do. Never dreamed it would be so hard for the general public to accept. But I've recently went back and did or I'm going back and redoing my tutorials, and it gives me a chance to kind of redo things. I wish I'd have done it this way type thing. Hindsight's 2020. So I'm gonna, as a 2-year anniversary of how to snuff a flame video, I thought I'd redo this and do it a little bit better job in terms of from a skeptic point of view. I do these videos with the intentions of helping people learn how to do it, but I don't realize that some people are still wondering if it's real. So I'll try to do this a little more, like I said, geared towards the skeptic. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, I don't even remember what all is going on here. I wore this bandana. What's going on here? I haven't watched this. 6 boxes of matches set in random order. I mean, whatever, just to show you that this is going to be totally random. And we'll roll a number, and it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, and that'll choose which box we use. And it's number 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're using that box right there. And then we'll also use the die to decide whether we snuff or burn. So if it's an even, we'll let the match burn. And if it's an odd, we'll snuff it. And it's an odd. So I have to do a snuff right off the bat. Now, give me just a moment to get in the right frame of mind since I have to snuff one. But this is a fairly easy thing to do. So I'm going to light this match, and we're going to use energy to snuff that puppy out. All right. So bear with me and just let me get in the right frame of mind here. I do remember this now. And there's also a video of me manipulating the roll of dice. So people accuse me of manipulating the roll of dice to choose the whatever box that I've tampered with or what have you, So you can't win for losing. But here we go. A snufferoo. First match. What'll it do? Oh, I got that. Okay. Then it's all downhill from here, because now all I have to do is light a match and show you that it burns, and that's what they do naturally. Okay. But like I said, the whole point of this is not to prove that snuffing matches is real, but rather to light a fire within you to go out and spend $1 on a case of matches and just start practicing. And what I found, a lot of people say they were able to do this first try. Well, congratulations, because this is real size stuff, guy. Now, fire is real fragile and fickle, so it's it doesn't take a whole lot of energy, empathy, or practice to do this. And what I think is happening, maybe some of the skeptics who went out and bought a box of matches and they lit it and it just went out, when they lit it and held it straight up and down. I think what's happening there is they too are performing psi. If you believe something strong enough, you can bring it into reality, especially with something as fragile as fire. So I hope this inspires you to. That's a good point. If you believe you can't do telekinesis, you won't be able to. But if you believe you can do telekinesis and you do the other stuff, there's more than just faith. But it will happen. But that is so true. Those people who said the matches are going to go out on their own were actually performing pyrokinesis. At least give it a shot if you haven't already. And again, if you try it and you can't do it, you can't snuff it, don't give up. The road to success is paved with failure. So just give it a try, man. I just encourage you all to try. That's all. That's the best we can do. And I just want to wish everybody an excellent summer, man. Take advantage of all this warm weather we have going on. And if this is your winter solstice, don't worry. Sun's headed back your way now, dude. It won't be long. All right, man. It's been a long haul, and I appreciate all you guys watching and subscribing. And I hope we can keep on growing and learning from each other as the wheel of the year keeps on spinning. Amen, brother. Let's move on to the next one. Yeah, but that was pretty cool. I forgot about that video. Ooh, that's a great intro. Look at that fire. That's real fire. I think I filmed that fire. Oh, I'm getting scared already. What the heck is going on here? Oh, I remember this. Yeah. This is a big step up from the stuffing matches. This is a dandy here. Oh, and look at the mat. Are you guys freaking out? Talk about being weirded out. This is scary stuff right here. So we got a candle in here and a candle in the pumpkin. And what's this guy going to do? He's going to murder him or something. He looks like he's up to no good. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. He's going to mess with the poor jack-o'-lantern. My kids and I carved that jack-o'-lantern. The old traditional jack-o'-lantern. You know, I had a girlfriend, we nicknamed her Pumpkin because she was always getting smashed at the holiday season. It cracked me up. What is going on here? Whatever it is, it ain't working. I do remember. Okay, this is the control candle, I believe. And this is the snuff candle. And it's really hard to manipulate something you can't even see. I can't even see that. Maybe I can see it in the camera. I don't know. I honestly don't remember. But there you go. That's way beyond. And snuffing a candle, candles are meant to last. You know, they don't go out easily. So if this doesn't impress you, you're on the wrong. Oh, look at that. Holy smokes, boys. That's some real pyro right there. Now what are we going to do? Oh, we're going to chi blast this thing. I think I'm just showing you that the wind won't do it. I don't know why there's no commentary on this thing. Here we're going to build a chi ball. We were just talking about that. The expansion and compression of energy until you feel it. Then infuse it with your intentions. And hopefully my hand motions won't be real dramatic. And you'll be able to tell that this was done with chi and not just the movement of my hand. There you go. That was pretty much. Yeah, I'm thumbing this video up. No, I'm just kidding. That was a quality demonstration right there, folks. I don't know what else you're wanting, but that was some pyrokinesis right there. Boy, look at all this fancy video work I did here. I'm really getting into it in 2017, boys. Wasn't messing around. Got you a compilation video going with inside a video with inside a video here. Look at this. All right. I think that might be, how can I see? That might be the last one. I don't know. If it is, that's good because we'll have time to go watch a couple other people who really know what they're doing. All right. That was pretty sweet. I'm going to mute this and we'll leave it running and go see if we got any more comments. We'll watch a couple more videos and then we're going to wrap this thing up, boys. We're going to wrap it up. Where were we at? Oh, Citro was training with Incent right now. That's where we were at. Power Off says, right, it felt like it wasn't me actually causing it to spin or do weird things, but rather some spirit hanging out and making it spin. Yeah, that's just your imagination, dude. That's your mind. That's your analytical mind or your logical mind trying to justify your ability to do something you're not supposed to be able to do. That's what that is. You can blame it on the ghost, but that's you, bro. Indirect PK. Yeah. That's kind of how it all feels. Indirect PK. All right. I think let's make sure that's in my last video. What am I doing? Is there more demonstrations or am I just showing you how awesome I am? That same demo over and over again. Yeah, it's the same one. What else we got? We got anything cool at the end? No. All right. Let's see if there's another one. Nope, it's not letting me skip. So I think, oh, wait, it did. Hey, there's Theo Vaughn. Yeah, that's not what I wanted. I like Theo, though. He's funny. All right, I think that's the end of mine. So let me go grab some linkage. I think I got a couple here I wanted to share. Oh, yeah. Here's a good one. And I hope I don't get a copyright for this. Grandmaster Wolf. I'm sure all of you guys have probably heard of him. He's got a good demo. And I want to watch somebody, like I said, who actually knows what they're doing. It's like a 3-minute video, so it won't take long.
Thank you for your kind emails and astral visitations. If you've understood and practiced the first step in the previous tutorial of remastering your mind every day, you will now be enjoying a more still, serene state of mind, a calm heart, and a more settled spirit. Most importantly, though, you will have noticed and identified the negative thought processes that were once causing you grief and harm. It is imperative to know that these thoughts are not you. You are what is aware of them, something mysteriously other. In that re-identification with this other, you are freed from the constant internal chatter and depression and confusion and fear and all the rest of it, of the lower mind and the thought processes.
I don't know if you've ever held your hand that close to a candle, but that would burn unless you had some sort of training or something. So beware.
This higher state is to be your default state of mind, centered, solid, and untouchable. It is from this state that you will wield the higher abilities of your mind. So, the next exercise in this tutorial is to go to the place where you have set up to do these things, settle your mind and body, and enter your default state. Take as much time as you like. Now, from that still, serene state,
Your default state. I wish that was my default state. Maybe it is for someone who's a master.
count inside your head 1, 2, 3. The aim is to watch where those simple 3 thoughts are being born in your mind, the numbers 1, 2, and 3, and how you are doing it. Can you see where you are manifesting them from nothing? Practice until you can watch them pop into existence out of nowhere at will, with no other thoughts or influences. When you become proficient at this, you will have established that part of your mind that is able to manifest things out of nothing.
That's what I'm talking about right
The
there.
next step is to move from manifesting in your head, i.e. thoughts, etc., and pictures, to manifesting outside of the body and developing and strengthening this subtle but essentially powerful facet of the unfettered human mind. Oh, here is a tip for your progression. There are obviously people who have practiced these things correctly and who can obviously do amazing things with their minds. And any intelligent person can learn how from these people. Alternatively, though, and unfortunately, there are the more narrow-minded who convincingly construct in their minds ways of seeming to be able to do these things with trickery, and based on their own contrivances, convince themselves and others that our minds have no power. This attitude will infect your self-faith. Ignore it as you would ignore the chattering of a monkey.
How cool is that? Very cool. Thank you, Grandmaster. We appreciate it. I want to see this again. I want to see both of those again. He seemed a little startled himself. Do you see that? Watch, he kind of jumps a little bit. Whoa, he said, I did it. Sort of like telekinesis. You're surprised. It sort of seems accidental. It's when you quit trying that it works. Very cool. Very cool. And I like this one because it seems like, less chance for trickery because it's just right out there in the open. You see there's nothing manipulating this, nothing underneath it. That's a solid demo right there, Grandmaster. Appreciate it. Very, very cool. All right. Let's see. I think I got one more. I can't even remember which one this one was. I hope it's the John Lee thing. But all right, we're gonna watch one more demo, check the chat, and put a bow on it. Here we go. What's this one? Okay, so they're gathering some kindling and paper, and we're gonna skip to that part here. See this one? I don't know. There could be something going on underneath there. I don't know. Does he take his hand out? Get your hand out of there. Oh, there we go. There we got smoke. You know what they say. Where there's smoke, there's fire. There you go. There you go. We got your matches? No problem. Very cool. If it's real, very cool. All right, let's see what else we got. Okay, this is the one I like. I love this one right here. This is a good one right here. I don't know. Is there somebody under that grill with a lighter? You know, what's going on here? I don't know. But I want to believe. I want to believe. I don't think the audio is absolutely 100% necessary. Now, this must take an extreme amount of chi or something, because it seems like they're all exerting themselves. Whereas every psychic ability I've ever done, the less effort, the easier it is. But I don't know how to start fires either, so maybe I need a different approach. Look at that. Come on, brother. Smoke on the water, fire in the sky. There's fire. Look at that. Pretty sweet, man. Pyrokinesis, next level. Next level stuff right there. All right. All right, let's go back and check the comments real quick. We're going to wrap this thing up. And again, thank you guys for being here, man. I appreciate it. We had a pretty decent little crowd here tonight on this cold December evening. Let me try to figure out where I'm at. About to train. Right, I felt it was me. Got that one. Indirect. Okay, there's only one more comment, and it is Grandmaster Wolf is amazing. Yes, he is. And I've tried to contact him a couple times to get him to come on our stream, but he probably thinks, "Oh, you low life. You're an amateur dude. You ain't worthy of me." So he never got back to me. And last comment of the evening is Ponder. I think it's possible to ignite objects, but it will require a lot of energy. Yeah, it seems to take a lot of chi. I mean, I don't know. And I feel bad now because I'm still harvesting chi and everything, but I'm not practicing. I'm putting it all into, well, there's a lot of healing going on this time of year, but putting most of it into making my ormus and stuff. So I don't know. When time allows, I will get back into practicing. But I just want you guys to know I have not given up, and I'm still fired up about psychic abilities, sharing them with you, and helping others tap into them. So, all right, I guess that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. It was fun. It was, like I said, a solo stream, but you got to do what you got to do, man. I guess we're going to call it a night. In the meantime, take good care of your body. Follow your spirit. And open your mind. There's magic inside. Peace out.